What's going on, everybody? It's your favorite dating coach, Elliot Scott, and as you can see by the title below, we are going to discuss how a man's thinking changes once a woman goes silent, okay? So, jumping into this, the reason I wanted to make this video is, I don't know if it's because it's 2025, the new year, or women are watching a lot more of my videos on silence and regret, but listen, I have a lot of people coming to me lately, clients, and they're telling me they're doing no contact. They're telling me they're doing this silent thing. Oh, Elliot, it's been 5 days. Elliot, it's been a week. Elliot, it's been 2, like all this stuff, okay? And they end up asking me, well, 2 things. Number 1, I find out they're doing it kind of wrong, which is what we'll get into with this. And secondly, they tell me constantly, when do I reach out? When's the right time? Because I feel like if I don't do it, it's never going to happen, right? Or I don't know when it's going to, and that's going to drive me insane. So let me first get 2 things out of the way. Number 1, if you're watching this and you're wondering if I should go silent or not, or you're already going silent, please tell me, for the love of God, you have tried everything for it to work out first. Meaning, not literally everything, but communicate. I tell women, give men several chances first, meaning you're voicing your concern. You both are trying to come to a solution. You are hearing him verbally say, well, that's hearing, yeah. And he is verbally saying, you know what, I'm messing up, yeah, let me try this, or, okay, I understand, I'm not the best communicator, I will try again, whatever it is, okay? And you give him a couple shots at that. It's when he doesn't do that, and or he is disrespecting you, okay, that you need to voice that you are done, that you need to voice that you are tired of this bullshit, or whatever it is, and then go silent. So the first thing basically is, make sure you're working it out first before you do it, which kind of leads me to the second thing. Well, I guess there's 3 things then. The second thing is, you have to let a guy know. Don't say, I'm going silent, but you have to let a guy know there's kind of like this break off. Like, you know what? I just don't think we're this is working. I don't want to waste my time. I don't try, whatever it is. And then you kind of go do your own thing. If you're one of these girls watching this and you're like, well, he's a horrible communicator, so I'm going to take a step back. You know, and then the silence happens and you're watching my videos, that's the wrong way to do it. That is the wrong way to do it, ladies. Trust me. Please trust me. It's the wrong way to do it. You have to kind of call a guy, and what I mean by the reason it's wrong is you have to frame or set yourself up for success later. A lot of women will watch these videos and they would go silent for the reasons I'm saying, or the way I'm saying, which is, you know, she'll listen, or sorry, the guy would pull some bullshit. He's sporadic, he's pulling away, he's doing whatever, and then she's like, okay, well, he's obviously not interested, or I'm not going to chase, or I'm not going to do that. I shouldn't have to tell a guy X, Y, Z, and then she starts to do it. Wrong way. You actually got to treat the guy like a dumb dog, the ones that have their tongue hanging out on the side, you know, those kind of ones. Like Ed, is his name Ed from the hyena from Lion King. I'm gonna put a picture up like that. He got treated like this guy, okay? Meaning you got to kind of explain yourself and let him know what the problem is. So when the reality doesn't meet your expectations, okay, it's clear. And then you got to state why you're doing your thing, and then pull away. Okay, and then be silent after you gave him several chances, okay? That's what you have to do. And then the third thing, before we actually get into the video, I apologize, is there is no return. There is no return, ladies. Not saying never, but there's no like Matthew Hussey 90-day no contact and then you write him a letter. No, there's none of that. I gave you your chances. You're not meeting my expectations. I'm going out and doing my own thing. Now, if the guy comes back, that's when you can interact and say, hey, how do I know you changed? How do I know anything's different? How do I know you're not going to do this shit again? People just don't change overnight. And he's going to have to explain himself, right? So, long-winded, I kind of wanted to get all that out of the way because as the topic of this video, you know, like how a guy's thinking changes when a woman's silent, it's really hard to change that if you're not setting it up the way I am explaining, okay? If you're not doing any of this, it's just up in the air, and the guy's gonna gaslight the shit out of you. He's gonna gaslight the shit out of you when he comes back around. Well, you didn't reach out either, or I said I was busy. Yeah, but you don't want to create that. You want it to be very clear why you're doing what you're doing. So then when he makes the mistake or the regret and realizes, oh man, what was I thinking? And he comes back around, there's nothing he can gaslight you with. There's nothing he can try to set up on you, okay? Because that's what's going to happen. A lot of guys don't come back around and say, hey, I fucked up. Hey, I made a mistake. Hey, I'm in the wrong. No, they try to level the playing field. Like, they don't want to just give up power like that. Now, I'm not saying it doesn't happen. It does. But you want to set yourself up. And if you want him to feel, I made a mistake, then there has to be a mistake made. Meaning, you have to call it out. You have to try to correct it. And it's his failure or his failed attempt in correcting it, which is why you pulled away. Does that make sense? So if you're wanting a guy, if you're wanting a guy to react to your silence, there has to be a reason why you're doing what you're doing. Because if he's just doing his thing, and then you're like, well, I'm going to go do my thing, it's not really going to affect the guy much, because you got to realize why he's doing his own thing anyway, right? That caused you to be like, okay, I'm going to go do mine. It's not. That's not how it works. And when I talk about silence, what women think that means is literal silence. Like, okay, I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to disappear and wait till he comes back. No, that's not silence. That's not it. It's when you try to correct a man, you don't get it, and then you fall off the face of the earth. And then you're hoping to get a reaction from him that way. I hope this is making sense. Think of it like this. It's much easier to get a reaction that way when you're trying to correct a guy. He's not able to correct, and then you're like, okay, well, here's the consequence. Don't say that, of course, but here's the consequence, and then you do it, versus him going off and doing his own thing, right? And then you kind of do your own thing. It's like a dog. This is a horrible analogy, but it's like if a dog were to wander off down the street, leave the house and kind of escape and wander off and explore the city, but then you don't realize, you do realize the dog's gone, but whatever, like you go out and kind of do your own thing. You're going to the gym. You're a horrible owner if you're doing this, by the way, but you're going off to the gym, you're going to work, you're doing your own thing. The dog don't even know you're gone. The dog don't even know you're gone. The dog's just kind of going around sniffing other female dogs, doing some, Oliver and Company, singing on the rooftops and shit. Like, he's doing all that, some Oliver and Company. He doesn't realize you're gone until he comes back, right? But you don't want to do that, okay? So again, I hope you guys understand what I'm saying with this video. If you want a guy to change in terms of your silence and to think about you a lot, there has to be something, an anchor that connects it, meaning you have to try to correct the guy, and there has to be a consequence for his actions of not correcting, which is you being silent, not him pulling away, doing his own thing, and then you're like, okay, well, I'm going to do that, and then it's all up in the air, kind of no one's in the wrong. I know he's in the wrong, but it's not as stamped or as permanent or as matter of fact that he's in the wrong if you do it that way. I hope that all makes sense. Now, if you wanted me to explain it better, if you want to get a session with yours truly over your specific situation, links are down below. Ladies, I love you all. Take care and peace.